Hi, how you doing? Thanks so much for being here. I'm instructor Dwayne Jenkins. In today's video lesson, we are working on the 7th mode, the Locrian mode. We're working on improvising with the modes. This whole video series that I've been doing here has been working on talking about improvising with the modes. There's 7 of them. We're working in the key of G major. If you haven't been here, I want to say thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're repeating, want to say welcome back. Alright, so just to recap real quick here of the modes. Okay, so we're in the key of G. This works in any key you want to do it in. Doesn't matter, I just did it in the key of G because it spans the whole fretboard very well visually. So we got the Ionian mode at the G, the A, Dorian, the B, Phrygian, C, Lydian, D, Mixolydian, E, Aeolian, and then the F sharp, Locrian, okay? Okay, that's our Locrian mode right there. And then we can actually put these notes in there as well. So basically F sharp to F sharp here, F sharp here, F sharp here, okay? Now what's great about this mode is it's a little bit different. It's not as popular as the other ones. Probably the most popular was the Aeolian mode because that's your natural minor. And a lot of times when we play like in rock and metal, you play in minor keys, so that one's really popular. The Locrian mode, it's kind of like your redheaded stepchild because it's a diminished mode. And what's great about this mode is this just has a different type of sound to it. If you listen, okay, we're in F sharp right here. That's F sharp to the octave. You can play it down here at the 2nd fret as well. Now it's right next to the Ionian mode. So if we were to start with the Ionian mode, it's almost the same notes except we're using the F sharp as the root. So let's take a listen to those two scales back to back. So here's our major scale, the Ionian mode. Our octave, right? 1. From the 1 to the octave. Now listen to the Locrian mode, how it just sounds, it sounds darker. Right here, we start here. You can see how that totally changes the whole mood of that scale. So if you're kind of going for more of a darker mood in your music, a darker emotion, this would be a good scale to use. You can just tell it just has a darker mood to it. And it's probably good, we'll just play it for here right now in this lesson, but you can also play it up here, remember that. That's another thing you want to remember with the modes too, is the different locations you can play it. So here we can play it at the 2nd fret, we can also play it at the 14th fret, or we can play it at F sharp right here on the 5th string. And what's great about it is once you learn the scale pattern, it's the same in all positions. That's what's great about it. You just got to master that pattern and memorize it, get it down real good, and then you just know where to play it. Then you can stay in key and you're set, and then it's just a matter of working with the scale. Now what's great about this one is once again it's diminished, so it's a little bit different than the rest, and it's got a little bit of everything in it. Okay, now what I mean by that is it's got the flat 2 that the Dorian mode had in it. It's got the flat 3, the flat 6, and the flat 7, which is what had our Aeolian mode had in it. And it's also got a flat 5 in it, okay? So it's comprised of the 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, flat 6, and flat 7. Look at all those flats in there. That's what gives it its character. That's what makes it a great type of scale for certain darker styles of music. If you play like some dark heavy metal, this would be a good one to work with, because as you can hear, It just has this dark sound to it. All right, let's go through these notes here. Okay, we have the 1, the flat 2, the 3. I'm sorry, the flat 3. Okay, the 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7, and then the octave. 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7, and octave. So you can tell with all those flats in there, it really changed the color, the emotion of this scale. And then we start here, same thing. The 1, the flat 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7, octave. And you could also do it, like I said, up here. Alright, so that's what you want to master. You want to master that. And if you didn't get that down, I have made that other video on actually how to play it. So I'd highly recommend checking that out. And I'll leave that in links below. Check out that, because once you know the pattern, then it's a matter of knowing where it's at located within a key, and then being able to play it, improvising over a chord progression. And that's what we're learning in this series, is improvising. And we can use these for chords. It's very true, we can use these for chords, but in this particular instance we're using it for improvising solos. And once again, this is a minor. I mean, you can tell it just sounds dark like a minor, plus it doesn't have that 3 right there in the scale. See, that note's not there, this note here. So we know it's a minor. It's a diminished because it has the flat 3rd and the flat 5. So it worked great over diminished chords. So if you played diminished chords, this scale would work perfect over those. Okay, so then we also want to know the location of it in whatever key you're playing in. So for instance, let's say we're playing in the key of, you know, C major right here at the 8th fret. Well, our Locrian mode would just be 1 back right here in B. And you can tell, listen to how that just sounds dark. You know, you have the C major. Listen how just going back 1 fret just darken that whole kind of concept. And that's what you want to do. If you're looking for darkness, you're looking to do, you like darkness, you like creating dark, moody music, moody, excuse me, might help I learn how to talk, dark, moody music. This would be a good thing to work on, okay? This is a good thing to master, this Locrian mode, because it's going to give you that kind of a moody, dark emotion, all right? So all you have to do is figure out where it's located. It's 1 back from the major. So whatever key somebody's playing, if you know, if it's G major, you know, it's going to be 1 back at F sharp. If it's D major, it's going to be 1 back at C sharp. Okay, if you're in E major, it's going to be 1 B back at D sharp. Okay, so that's the second thing you want to do, is make sure you know where it's at, you know what key you're playing it in. Okay, if you're playing it in A, okay, you're going to be in the key of B flat. If you're playing it in we'll just say if playing in F, you're going to be in the key of F sharp major. Okay, so that's another thing you want to do, is kind of work around the fretboard and find out where this is located in different locations, different keys. This is where I was talking about how you're going to master the fretboard, because that's what our whole goal is to master this thing. There's so many mysteries in here that we can unlock, and these modes allow us to unlock these mysteries. So the more we know them, the better we know them, the more we can unlock these mysteries. That's the goal, is to unlock those mysteries of the fretboard. Now, once again, I've talked about this before, you want to master the half steps. That's what gives it its character. Okay. Right there, these 2 notes right next to each other. The 1 and the flat 2. That flat 2 is what really helps give it its character. The 4 and the flat 5. The flat 6. The flat 7, the octave. And then you got the 3 notes per string, So you want to master that too. And it allows you to use your pinky, and I would highly bring your elbow in. Like I've had people ask me about, they play a lot like this and then they have a hard time getting that pinky up there. Well, the best thing to do, this is kind of like a rock hand position. This is more classical. So I would recommend trying to get that classical hand positioning down like this. So you can play more like this. It's a lot more efficient, you know what I mean? At least that's what I was taught. If you think a little bit different, be sure to leave me a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. But I just know from a classical hand positioning on the fretboard, you can, you know, do bigger stretches and stuff if that's what you're trying to accomplish. You know, this is more like rock style, like if you're playing a lot of bends, you know. And if that's the way you want to play, that's great. If you do a lot of bending and stuff like that, I would play like this. But if you do a lot of like runs, you know, like this, then I would utilize that classical hand positioning. So, once again, just a quick recap. We want to know the position of it. Okay, we want to know that note formula. That 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7. That's the Locrian mode. It's the 7th mode. It's diminished, so it works great over diminished chords. If you're writing something with diminished chords are great for getting that dark sound, you know. And like I said before, the best thing to do is, you know, create some kind of backing track or find one on the internet, you know, and just simple chord progression in the key that we're in. We're here in the key of G major, but you can also, you know, create something in that key, just a few chords, and then solo over the top of it, improvise. And that's what I'm going to do in the next video. So I'm going to show you how to utilize all these scales together, soloing over a simple backing track. But I want you to learn the scales first and learn how to improvise with each individual one. And then once you do, then you can put them all together, and now you've mastered the whole fretboard. Because now that we've done this in G, we've done all 7 of these. Now we've gone from here all the way to here, and then it just starts over again. So now, if you learn all 7 modes, you've mastered the whole length of the fretboard. And there's so much stuff that you can do with that. It's limitless. It's all in what what your imagination and what you're willing to do to work with it. So that's really what you want to get down. Great for writing like dark, heavy metal, stuff like that. If that's the kind of music you're writing, I would highly recommend check it out, because I'm telling you, it's got a really cool sound. You know, listen to that. And if you have a mode that you really like, you know, because there's 7 of them, so we usually tend to lean towards one or the other. So if there's one that you like, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you like about that mode and what it is that draws you to that mode, because each one of these has their own character to them. And so that's what you want to do. You want to discover the character, and you're going to find that you're going to lean towards one or the other, or a couple that you really like, just because the way they're shaped and the way the notes line up on the fretboard. Okay? So work on that. Practice your improvising with the Locrian mode. Get it down really good. I would recommend working on it in all these different positions. You got to play it right here at the 2nd fret. You got the Ionian mode right there, the Dorian mode right here, Phrygian mode, Lydian mode, Mixolydian mode, Aeolian mode, back to the Locrian. And then back to that G right there. Okay? But you got to practice. Practice every day. Got to be diligent, disciplined. And that's what makes really good guitar players, the ones that are diligently disciplined to get it in there and work on it every single day. And that'll be you if you do it, and you'll turn out sounding awesome. Alright? So once again, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for future notifications so you don't miss anything. I'll be loading up videos every week teaching you how to unlock the mysteries of the fretboard. If you have any questions or anything, please leave them in the comments below. If you have anything that you've learned about the modes, leave them in the comments below. That helps for other people. Share a little bit of your wisdom, because that's what we're here for. We're here to share the wisdom. We get the wisdom, we share it with other people, and everybody benefits from it. Okay? So thank you so much for being here. Keep practicing, and if you have any questions, let me know. And until next time, you take care. Audio Jungle.